Hello everyone. That screen looks really blurry and I'm not sure why. Now, this call is an open Q&A call. It's being recorded on my face only. I am receiving questions that I will be answering, and we'll see how far we get. So welcome everyone. I'm Jenny Oceans, your holistic wellness coach for women, especially focusing on your nervous system, how to regulate your nervous system to accelerate in life. And what does that mean? It means once you regulate your nervous system, connecting with your body, your mind and soul will be connected, and you will be able to live in alignment with what's meant for you, what's meant for your higher self, to live life to its absolute fullest potential. So here we go. Let's see the questions that we have got coming in. The first question: how do I know if my nervous system is actually dysregulated? How do I know if my nervous system is fried? Now, I meet a lot of people that say their nervous system is shot. And to be really honest, a lot of people's nervous system is fried. And that's just the truth. There is so much in this world. We're living in such a busy life. It's just constant go, 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 go. And there is not really any stopping. And because we are not like the animals, the zebra that will be on the savannah eating his grass, and the lion will be further away, and the lion will see the zebra and go, oh, shit, that's my dinner. The lion then kicks into his fight or flight, and he runs to catch that zebra to eat him for dinner. Zebra looks up and he goes, shit, there's a lion. And the zebra runs away, kicks into fight or flight, and he runs away, and he's using that excess energy that gets created within him, right? And then something happened. The lion turns around and he walks away. He shakes off and he's back in his regulated state. The zebra looks up and he's like, oh, lion is gone. He'll have a shake and he'll keep eating his grass on a new patch of grass now. And he's back to regulated. Humans, we just get so locked up and so stuck with our analytical mind, our almond brain. And we just get so stuck in all of the things. So if you, for example, receive a ding notification for an email, a social media or phone call, text me, anything like that, and it fully triggers you, it's like, oh, you know, or your kids do something, they spill their milk on the table. It's the thing I always talk about because most mums will know it. Spill a glass of milk at dinner table, it's like, wah, you know, it's the end of the world. Or the red light comes on and you know, you walk out to the letterbox and there is an envelope that might look like a bill and you're like, It constant ticking into that fight or flight response, right, is not normal. Now, it is crucial to have your fight or flight response within your body. It's amazing. It's what keeps us safe. It's what keeps us alive. But it is even more important to make sure that we don't get stuck there. Most humans are stuck there because they're just constantly moving. They don't stop. They don't stop, give themselves time to be in the present moment. There is this constant running and there's no stopping. There's no connecting with self. There's no taking in the beautiful scenery. It's just constant going. And it's this massive reason to why human beings these days are really unhealthy people. There is a lot of health conditions. There's a lot of mental illness. There is a lot of overweight people. There is a lot of people with really high cortisol levels. There is a lot of people struggling in very many ways. And this is because a major reason to these things is so many people are stuck in a state of survival, stuck in a state acting like if there's a lion right behind them, even though there is not, at all times. Now, it's really important to remember that it is important we have all of our states, yeah? Because if you're walking the streets at nighttime, we want your nervous system, your sympathetic nervous system, to be on alert. We want you to listen out for sounds that sound unfamiliar. And if something occurs as you're walking outside in the dark, there is actually something there, you want your nervous system to kick you in to a fight or flight state, to create this adrenaline and cortisol in your body for you to absolutely fly off and run away from this danger. You want your eyeballs to be fully focused and have really good eyesight and just absolutely go to save yourself. It's amazing. But then it's amazing, and then it's important that we come back in to a centered stage. So, and I often come back to this, this way of describing it. Love. Come back into this stage of describing it, which I do all the time. And if you know, I like to describe ways in very, very simple ways. And if you visualize yourself being inside a house, so there's the ceiling and then there's the floorboards, there's the floor, and you're in the middle. Now, if you are not regulating your nervous system and if you're not caring for your nervous system, that ceiling is going to shrink down and the floor is going to come up and you are going to be squished inside this house. The ceiling is going to, where did you go? The ceiling is going to shrink down and the floors are going to come up and you're going to feel like you have no room to move inside of this house. And that is when we need to take instant action on regulating. The whole point is we don't want the ceiling to come down. We don't want the floor to come up. We don't want to fall beneath the floorboards. We want to constantly work on our nervous system and regulate our nervous system so that we keep moving. It's like the jack that you jack up your car with if you have a flat tire. You want to constantly jack the ceiling and the roof and to create that space. And that space is created when you tend to your nervous system, when you meditate, when you do all these beautiful practices that give you space and that gives the safety within your body to just be in the moment, to be present. Most people forget to be present. So that's a very easy way of visualizing and understanding what it feels like to have a dysregulated nervous system. Hope that makes sense. All right. Why do I react in ways I later regret? Now, I'm pretty sure we have all done this, right? And there is many answers to this. And what we learn and implement inside becoming is amazing. There is many things in there that we do to basically change the way you live and experience life. But one of them is to take absolutely radical responsibility for your actions and everything that you do. And when we start doing that and truly implement that and honor that, we also start think about what we're going to say before we say it. If the words are rooted in a place of love, then we can speak it. And if they're not, we question ourselves and go, hey, do I really need to say that thing? And also the reason why we get so defensive. So if we're in a state of survival, right, fight or flight, survival, our job is to defend ourselves, right? Our job is to defend. So if you often feel like you need to defend yourself, or if you have conversation with other people and they feel the need to defend themselves, it's often a sign that you're in a fight or flight state because you think that everything is a threat. Everyone's having a go at you. Everyone is whinging at you. Everyone's telling you what to do differently. You feel like someone is just throwing knives at you constantly, and you need to put up your shield and basically protect yourself constantly. That is because, most likely, because you're in a state of survival, and in a state of survival, you need to protect yourself. That's your job when you're in that state. If you're in a regulated state, you don't really feel the need to protect yourself like that because you feel still and regulated. You have room to move in that house. We were just talking about everything is spacious. Like, yeah, this is actually fine. And if someone speak to you, you don't feel the need to just protect yourself, right? And then we also move into mindset, which is a big part of becoming. And the mindset is most human beings get so attached to the negative. Like, it's like such a magnet to negative and lower frequency words and things that are occurring. And that's through society, how we've been taught. Like, how many people in the world don't watch the news every single fucking day? And it's not happy news, it's sad news, right? And people just become this suction magnet to all the negative things. And I'm pretty sure that if you think about it, if someone gives you a compliment, you if you're like most people, you'll most likely just brush it off. It's like, oh, it's a beautiful dress. Oh yeah, I got that from that cheap shop years ago. Instead of being, oh yeah, I love it, thank you, that's really beautiful. Most people will just like brush it off. But if someone instead tells you, oh, I don't think that dress is very like complimenting your body or something like that, they'll be like, whoop, stuck. You remember that forever. She fucking told me that I shouldn't wear this dress because that doesn't suit my body, blah, blah, blah. You remember that forever. So most people will just suck onto all the negative stuff without thinking about it. This is unconscious, and that's part of becoming, that we are reprogramming the mind so that we do not be that sponge to negativity. We instead be sponges to high frequency word, high frequency conversation, high frequency images, like everything. We just start become this magnet to absorb all the higher frequency in life. All right, beautiful. What do we got here? Okay. Can my nervous system affect my relationships and parenting? Oh, wow. Number one, your nervous system affects everyone around you, whether that be the people in the lineup at shops, or if that's your work colleagues, or if that's your family members, your friends, whoever it is. Everyone get affected by your nervous system. So we do something called co-regulation without even knowing about it. So have you ever walked into a room and let's say you're already in a room and someone walks in, you're like, oh my God, like it's really tense and it's like, oh, what's going on? And that's you feeling onto that person, what that person is going through and happening, right? It's not about being an empath, and it's about they're actually sending out these signals of unease, right? And the same thing happens with the nervous system. So if you're, for example, are in a shitty mood at home, most likely shit will go wrong and your family members will be in a shitty mood as well, right? That's what happens. You put a rotten banana with some fresh bananas and they're all going to go rotten. It's the same thing with humans. And the same thing happens if you pay attention to your nervous system and you care for your nervous system and you regulate, your family members will regulate with you. And that's just what happens. It's called co-regulation. It is really important. You will notice, and this is what happens inside of becoming, that when the women start the process of becoming, everyone in their home notice. I've had women that haven't told their children or partner what they're doing, and they are noticing the difference. I've had women coming to me and say, hey, my partner told me that I need to go back working with you because when I'm in your space, when I'm in your energy, I change. So it's like we're borrowing from other people until we implement and embody ourselves. I hope that makes sense. So absolutely, and especially with children, it's really important because when you are regulated, you will co-regulate with your children, especially younger children. Everyone, but especially younger children, because most of the time we spend a lot of skin-to-skin physical contact with them, and if you are dysregulated, it will also move on to your child, and it will have them moving into a state of being dysregulated, which is then going to affect their overall health and well-being. So yes, absolutely. And also when it comes to that, like can your nervous system affect your relationship and parenting? Like 1,000,000%, and especially when it comes into parenting too, that when we choose to work on our health and well-being, when we I'm just reading this text. Oh yeah, it is actually copying me. When yes, when we are choosing to do work on ourselves, do the inner work, do the work on our mindset, do the work on our nervous system, the regulation, when we are choosing to work on all of that, we then present to our children that that is normal. And normal is what we frequently experience. So if we are showing our children from an early age that it is normal to meditate, it is normal to tell ourselves we love ourselves, it is normal to believe in your dreams, it is normal to speak in a positive manner, it is normal to speak into what we desire, like all of these things becomes normal for our children, which then leads to us changing for generations to come. It's not just for us, it's not just for our children, it is for generations to come, and also for past generations. We heal for our mothers and for our grandmothers and from past generations. So the work that we do is incredibly important. All right. Okay, so what actually changes when I regulate my nervous system? Oh my God, how much time have we got? I need another sip for that. Just put some, I used to have collagen in my cacao and I just put some collagen in. It's so tasty. Okay, what changes? So your nervous system impacts your overall health and well-being. It impacts absolutely everything in your life. So simply speaking, your nervous system impacts the way you sleep. If you get a proper sleep or if you don't get a proper sleep. Your nervous system impacts your digestive system. If you're digesting your food properly or if you're not, which then will impact if you're overweight, if you're not breathing properly, if you're not regulating, if you're not breathing with your diaphragm. A lot of people will be overweight because it's going to lead to the digestive system not working properly. If our digestive system don't work properly, a lot of the things that's in our gut, again, I'm not a health professional, so I speak from experiences and I speak from the teachings and learnings that I've received from my teachers, but a lot of things that affect our mental health is in the lining of our gut. So if our digestive system don't work properly, that won't then be released to support our mental health. This is also a big reason to why we have so much mental health issues. Your nervous system will impact your cortisol levels. It will impact your cardiovascular health. It will impact your feelings, your emotions, your expressions. It will impact your excitement for life. It will impact your creativity. It will impact your passion. It will impact definitely your mental health big time. Your nervous system impacts absolutely everything. And with a dysregulated nervous system, it's like you're missing out of so much in life. You know, there's people that are like, I'm just lazy. And I was like, actually, the truth being, you're probably not lazy. Your nervous system is probably just very dysregulated, and you feel lazy because your nervous system has basically shut you down to keep you safe. Yeah, someone that is like, oh, my brain is so foggy, like I have no clarity on what I need to do. I'm so scrambled all the time. Most of the time, it's because your nervous system is dysregulated. If your nervous system is dysregulated, staying on track and being clear in your mind becomes really challenging. And most people, it's really sad, but most people have a dysregulated nervous system, and it's then they're answering to all of these things: sleep, weight, overall health, like immune system. Like if your nervous system is dysregulated, your immune system will really struggle because it's constantly thinking that it needs to protect you from dying. And this is why so many people get sick all the time. So your nervous system truly impacts absolutely everything in your overall health and well-being. All right, what else do I want to share? What other questions have we got? Let's have a look if I got any more questions inside here. Yes, this is a good one. Why do I feel exhausted even when I'm not doing much? And this is what we spoke about before, feeling lazy. And it's like, oh, I'm just lazy. It's just my personality. It's not your personality. Most people are honestly not lazy. They're just really stuck, and they've just speaking about the ceiling and the floorboards before, we can get to such a state where we actually get that stressed and run down and overwhelmed that we actually end up underneath the floorboards in a state of freeze. And this is often where people are like doom scrolling, feeling zero motivation, just feeling stuck, which then will lead to us needing the sugar to pick ourselves up or needing drugs to pick ourselves up. And then there's people that are at the peak and they're just constantly go, go, go. And they might need to have a little smoke or drink alcohol to then bring them down, because we want to come home to homeostasis, which is within this house where we have the freedom and space to move freely, right? So why do I feel exhausted even when I'm not doing that much? So this is exactly what I was talking about. So being stuck in a state of survival, and if we're stuck in a state of survival for a long time, and we talk about trauma, and I like to call trauma experiences that have occurred when we haven't felt safe enough within our body to continue the full loop, the full cycle, and we learn more about this inside Becoming. We actually get to understand the loops that are open within your body and how we close them. But if we have all of these open loops within our body, seeing them as a rock landing in your body, and it becomes really heavy and dense and everything just feels really hard. And it's just a domino effect, you know, when you feel that flat and it's like, oh, I can't do anything, I got no motivation. It's like no exercise. You don't have a good sleep because you haven't released enough of your energy, because you probably don't feel you have any energy. And it's just a domino effect of non-healthy things that will start to occur. And also when you're in this state and you've been overwhelmed for a while or really stressed for a while, it's like your nervous system is just constantly on high alert, looking for danger, looking for threats, and it's exhausting. Like imagine being that zebra constantly running away from the lion without the lion even being there. Like zebra's going to get really, really tired if he just keeps running, and eventually he will collapse and he will just lay there, pretend that he's basically dead, so that if the lion shows up, which he won't because he's not there, but if the lion shows up, he's basically already dead. And when you are in that dead, you become numb and you don't really feel anything, because it's your body's natural way of preparing you that if there is pain occurring, because remembering being in a state of survival is protecting us, right? So if you've been running for that long, your body's like, okay, but you've been running for this long, now we're just going to pretend that you're dead, and we're just going to pump your body full of these hormones and stuff so that you don't feel any pain when the lions start chomping on you. And that's when we start feeling numb, depressed, deflated, and it's just like a nothingness. It's meh. All right? Hope that makes sense. Is anxiety just in my mind, or is it actually in my body? I love this. So it's important to understand that our breath can either take us into anxiety or take us out from anxiety. So your breath, you can actually with your breath bring yourself into a state of anxiety, and you can also with help of your breath take you out of a state of anxiety. So when you're in this state, anxiety is a matter of just not feeling safe within your body, and it's this really overwhelming feeling that is mostly centered on your chest. And it's like, how do I explain it? I lived with anxiety for that many years, and it's absolutely terrible. Like it's crippling. It's like you're like a dog in water. You're just constantly paddling to keep your head above water, because you feel that if you stop, you're going to sink to the bottom and you're going to be all over, right? It's like you're constantly running to not stop, because you think that if you stop, you'll basically be done. So with breathing, I healed myself from daily anxiety and basically weekly panic attacks with help of breath work and with help of regulating my nervous system. We got to release all of that excess energy that's been created within our body that kicks us into that state of survival. And we need to bring safety back within our body and remind our body that we're actually safe and that we are not in a state of survival, and just keep connecting back into the body, keep connecting back into the heart rate, and try to slower the breath down to just ground ourselves and center ourselves. But also you can get yourself into a state of anxiety by breathing really quickly and really fast. And this is what happens in trauma release breath work, is that we are activating our breath into a state where we're basically bringing ourselves into a state of survival to close the loop with help of the integration part. I'm not going to enter this conversation because it's a way longer conversation than what we have time for today. But I just want you to understand that most people have a very dysregulated nervous system. And we can do all the mindset work, but even doing all the meditation, but if we're not bringing that into actual somatic work, body work, then nothing is ever going to change. I have a lot of women, they come to me and they're like, I've tried all of the things and nothing is working. I was like, well, have you ever put effort into your nervous system with help of a professional? And most people say, no, I haven't not. Because most people don't do this. It's the same as talk therapy. Talk therapy is amazing sometimes, absolutely incredible. I did it myself for over 32 years, and it's really incredible at times. But also, again, the psychologists and counselors, they are there to listen to us. They're there for us to speak about the things that have occurred and how we're feeling and all the things, which is amazing at sometimes. But we're not actually releasing anything out of our physical body. We're not creating safety within our body, because that's what we need. We need to bring safety back into our body to feel safe enough to feel and experience, to feel safe that when something occurs, when we get kicked into that survival state, that it's okay, we can come back in to a regulated state again. And the process of, I totally lost my train of thought again. The process of becoming is that we basically reprogram the mind on such a deep pattern, like such a deep, both in the mind and in the neurons, in the brain, but also within the nervous system and in the body, and reprogramming on such a deep level with such small tweaks and processes that is proven to work every single time, to absolutely change the way you see and experience life. And it does get a little bit challenging to try to explain it, because there is so much in it, and you need to be in the process to go through it. It's the mind, it's the nervous system, it's the way your thought is working, your brain is working, it's how you hear words, it's how you see things. And then we're reprogramming all of that to be able to move forward, to close old chapters, and to be able to move forward in a way, in a direction, and in alignment what it is that you truly desire in life. Not what you're just here to survive, but actually how you want to live your life in alignment with who you are. And that's the magic inside becoming. So I have recorded this, and I encourage you to reach out and see if there's any places left inside becoming. I only run becoming 4 times a year. It is absolutely amazing and incredible. I even offered guaranteed results, and if you do not reach the results after the 7 weeks together, I will continue to work with you on a one-to-one basis. Now, I have never done this with anyone, because everybody experiences absolute transformation and change in the way they live and experience life. It's a deep connection to self, understanding your mind, be like time master, be in such control of your time, taking time for yourself without any guilt, finding absolute clarity of what it is that you want in life, have the confidence to live as the woman you truly desire to be, and just really live life as the gift it is. And to close old chapters, whatever it is that's blocking you and holding you back, to go back and close them chapters off to be able to move forward. See situations in a different way. Communicate with people in a different way, because you're connecting so deeply into yourself, connecting with your intuition, connecting with your body, learning and understanding what your body wants and why she wants it, and really listening to that deep intuition that we all have. So get yourself on your phone or on your laptop and send me a message. We start on the 9th of March, and I would love to have you there if we have room for you. If not, you can always apply for the next round. There's only 4 rounds per year. Very limited spots per round, between 5 and 10 women per round maximum, depending on who's signing in, who's joining, becoming, and how the energetic frequencies inside of that group, which is something I will decide individually for each round. But yes, there's only 4 rounds per year, very limited spots, basically only room for 40 women max per year to do this program. And the reason why I do it like this is because I give becoming everything of me. We do our weekly calls, but you have this group container where you have basically 24/7 access to me and the group as a community, where I will support you through anything that is coming up for you. And we do an absolute full transformation of how you live and experience life. I would love to have you there. If you have any questions, please just reach out. I hope this video have gifted you some insights to your nervous system, to understand a little bit more about your nervous system. It's something I just absolutely love and live for, is teaching people how easy it is to regulate your nervous system. And when you have regulated your nervous system, your entire life will change. Thank you for listening. All my love to you. Take care. Ciao.